Good evening, everyone. Wherever you are watching me from, I want to welcome you to another edition of my program, Paths to Wealth Creation, a platform that is designed to educate, impart, and empower young generations, including the new beginners to real estate, to build a sustainable wealth. We started a very interesting series last week, which is Wealth Series. Wealth Series is a section of this program that is designed to identify different individuals who started or had nothing, who started with nothing or with zero, but later in line with their passion, commitment, and sacrifice through God to make it in life, they were able to find their ways into real estate, and they were able to build sustainable wealth. One of them that was discussed last week, Friday, was Allen Oyema, the chairman of Hairpiece. I started with nothing and with what I call social capital. He leveraged on his social capital, built relationship, and he was able to leverage on those relationships and connections, and he was able to build sustainable wealth. And from there, he also ventured into other investments. Today, he's one of the big player in airspace. And today I'll be discussing another legend. I call him football legend. We all know him. By the time I mention his name, we can really identify with him. One of the Nigerian football legends. Yes. But before I go into that, let me quickly make this announcement. This program is designed to guide people on how to make informed and intelligent investment decisions. So we are one of them, and we want to go into real estate ladder. We want to start building your own wealth through real estate. Please, you can reach out to me on my Facebook page. You can send a message, chat me up on my Facebook page, and I'll be willing to assist you. I'm setting up a WhatsApp platform through which I will be having one-on-one engagement and serious discussion on how to build wealth through real estate. You don't need to have anything. All you need to have at this moment is to develop a wealthy mindset, because everything starts from the mind. What your mind cannot conceive, you can't produce. I'll say it again. What your mind can conceive, you can't deliver. It takes a woman to conceive or to be pregnant for a baby before she can deliver. So if you can't conceive, if you can't have a pregnancy of wealth, let me put it that way, you can't deliver in the physical. So if you are one of those who is struggling to build wealth or is trying to find your feet in real estate, you don't need to worry yourself at all. This program is designed purposely for you, and you can be the next big man in town through real estate. So feel free to chat me up and send me a message. I'll be willing to guide you through, and then I'll add you on the WhatsApp group I'm going to create any moment from now. So today we will be considering a very interesting topic, which is from football to property investment. a story of a legend footballer in person of JJ Okocha. You can give him a clap if you want to. JJ Okocha is one of the um, legend footballer. We have one of the legend footballers we have in Africa and of course in Nigeria, well known around the globe. But before I go into that, I want to quickly talk about what happened here in Lagos a few weeks ago. Lagos State government announced for a partial closure of some major roads between Lekki Ajah Expressway for road rehabilitation. A few days or less than 5 days after making this public announcement, there was another announcement that was made for the suspension of this project. Few days after making this announcement for rehabilitation and traffic diversion plan, they came up to announce that this plan or this project they are about to embark on has been suspended for obvious reasons. And what are the reasons? I had to quickly go and find out. I went to their page to read further what will have probably ignited the suspension of this laudable and necessary project they need to embark on. And it happened to be that series of comments pop up and a lot of people were criticizing the plan, stating that this is a Christmas period and Lagos State happened to be the highest state in the world in terms of road traffic. Lagos is one of the first 3 states that were mentioned under road traffic congestion in the world. So closing Lekki Ajah Expressway during the Christmas period would be a wrong move. It will further increase the stress that people are going through on a daily basis. And I must appreciate the government for listening to this feedback and taking the necessary actions. Of course, there are other periods that could be free during the year through which they can carry out this rehabilitation. And mind you, Dirty December. Dirty December in Lagos is one of the most lucrative or access of generating revenue for Lagos State, in Lagos State. I had to quickly go and find out what was the revenue like for last year December, Dirty December. And I discovered that Lagos State made a total revenue of over $71.6 billion. $71.6 billion is equivalent to 110.3 billion naira. 71.6 million naira is equivalent to 110.36 billion naira. In other words, if this road rehabilitation is carried out between December and the period that was stated, Lagos is about to lose over $71 million in 1 month. That would be a big loss though. But I must really appreciate the fact that people roll out their opinion and concerns and the Lagos State government took actions on it. And I tried to also further find out that there are 3 major or 4 major forces that actually made this money, where this money really went to, which is part of what I've been saying on this platform. The driver or the major beneficiaries of this about 310.36 billion naira went to three different categories of business and investment that plays in this line of dirty December. One of them is tourism. Tourism is another segment of real estate investment. We have beach all around, we have different recreational centers, we have different places you can go to relax, to have good experience, just to explore your mind, to explore different places here in Lagos. And of course, it's also a form of real estate investment under either special purpose or hospitality real estate investment. So people really made money during dirty December last year, and I can imagine what will happen this year as well. The other segment that also made or received or benefit from this dirty December was hospitality. Under hospitality, we have different hotels, hotels and any relaxation center that probably allow people to have free, to enjoy their life, to enjoy their time, to have free access to their friends and some other things like that that will make them enjoy this dirty December. Hospitality is one of those segments of the industry or in the country or in the state that really enjoy or benefit from this revenue that enter Lagos. And another one, or let me say the next segment of it, is shortlets. In fact, as I'm talking to you today, shortlets that I'm aware of, shortlet places that I'm aware of have already been booked for dirty December. Many shortlets in Lekki Aziz, Ikoyi Aziz, down to Shengutedo and Ekpe Aziz have already been booked for dirty December. So in other words, money has already pumping in ahead of dirty December. And of course, Christmas and New Year celebration, everything is also coming in for this December. So there will be a lot of activities in the state that will require movement of people across states and different locations. So there will be a lot of traffic during this period, which is one of the reasons people were complaining that this project should not be executed around this period. And of course, the next one is entertainment. Entertainment is another segment. In fact, probably it will be the most beneficiary of this revenue for the year 2024. And of course, 2025 is going to be one of the major beneficiary of the revenue that will be coming in from dirty December. So if you look at this revenue that will be generated between December to January, Lagos State should be wise enough to take this revenue into consideration, knowing fully well that if other states begin to develop their own, open up their own states for dirty December, Lagos State is likely going to lose part of this revenue to neighboring states like Ogun State or Oyo State. So it is a good move for Lagos State to have taken that decision to suspend the rehabilitation of Lekki Epe Expressway, Lekki Aja Expressway for further notice. And this really tells me that real estate is one of the most profitable investments you can ever venture into. Real estate is one of the most profitable investments you can ever think about when it comes to high return on investment. So if you are still considering thinking about your plan or what to do with your fund or money, you need to begin to consider investing in real estate. So now let me quickly talk about a few things that I mentioned in my video, that who are the, what does this even mean to property owners, real estate investors, the developers, and the residents. If, for instance, the government decide to divert or begin the construction or development or rehabilitation of roads as proposed by them, what are the implications of this to different categories of people that I'm going to be mentioning here? The first one is property owners. What does it mean? What are the implications or the impacts of this project that Lagos State is going to embark on this set of people that I've identified? The first one who I have on my list, which is property owners. What does it mean to property owner? What are the short impacts that it will have? The first one I have here is it will reduce property desirability. It will reduce property desirability. What it means is that when this road rehabilitation begins, many people who might want to probably rent or own property in these houses will be discouraged, because the road will be it will be in terrible shape. People will not have access to some of the properties nearby. So it will definitely affect the desirability of property acquisition, even though it is for a short time, not for a long time. Yeah, but for a short time, it will really affect people desiring to buy property in that houses. And of course, it will decline. There will be a decline in rental demand. There will be a decline in rental demand. People may not want to rent apartments along that corridor, especially those areas that will be most affected, even though the impact is still on a short time compared to the long-term benefit that the people that owns or have property in these houses are going to enjoy. So there will be a decline in rental demand. There will be a decline in rental demand. It might not be significant, but there will be a bit of decline, especially for those who want to do short lets. When the road is not really okay, they may decide to choose other location that is not significantly affected. So there will be a decline in rental demand, and then there will be an increased tenant complaints due to traffic delays and longer commutes. In fact, this is really true. The stress, 2 lanes being converted into 1 lane, probably the left lane, both people that are going to Lekki, as people that are going down to Lekki will be taking the same route with people that are coming down to Ajah. So 1 lane, one out of the 2 lanes will be blocked totally, leaving only 1 way for people to move around. So it will increase tenant complaints. A lot of people will be complaining about road because the traffic will be, people that are spending 3 hours on the road before to probably increase to 5 to 6 hours because of the traffic. I could recall when my houses here at Orchid Road, when they were fixing the road, the traffic was really terrible, despite the fact that other channels were open for people to move up, to their various locations, or to travel to their various locations. The traffic was not really friendly at all. It was really stressful, and we have to just manage. But the long-term outlook, when we look at the other benefit of this project in the long run, one, higher property value appreciation. This is the big deal when it comes to real estate investment. If you remember, in one of my teachings, I identified about 4 forces that drives real estate investment. One is economic indicator. When we talk about GDP, inflation, employment, job employment, those are the economic indicator. The second one is government policies. Government policy in respect to housing, in respect to loan and some other things. It affects real estate market. And then the next one, which is infrastructure development, which is one of the key factor that drives real estate market. So when this road rehabilitation is completely executed, it will lead to higher property value appreciation. And that is why when people start complaining that the property owners did not fix their property, but because the road is motorable, is smooth, they are now increasing the rent and everything. That is just the way market operates. Real estate is a local market, really. Anything that affects the community or the location where their property is located, it also increases the value of that property. When Lekki-Epe Expressway was under construction, a lot of things happened. But now that have been completed, look at the value. It also leads to human migration, demographics. That's one of the key things. These are the major drivers of real estate market. There is no way you can avoid any of them. Where there is infrastructure development or rehabilitation, it affects the value of the property, and the renter will probably goes up, increase renter demand. And when those roads are completely repaired or fixed, it will definitely increase the renter demand in that houses. That is the way the market operates. Increase in renter demand. People begin to look for either accommodation or offices or shops or retail real estate investment. People will be looking for properties because the development, infrastructure development has taken place. And then improved neighborhood attractiveness. Very, very, very true. Before I got to this place, people have been complaining about traffic and bad road along Orchid Road. But the moment that one is fixed, the road has been tarred, and then the traffic has reduced, people began to develop their properties. About 3 or 4 retail markets or projects are currently ongoing along Orchid Road. Why? Because the road has been fixed and the traffic has reduced. So it will increase neighborhood attractiveness, and there will be further development of projects in that houses. Now, that is for property owners. And then let's come to property investors. I'll be very fast because of my time. The first one, the short-term risk, is slower transaction volume. Slower transaction volume. Like I said, people that may want to probably rent the accommodation or apartment for short let, they'll be discouraged because the road is not good, the traffic is terrible. So definitely it will slow down transaction volume. Possible reduction in rental yield, yes, there are possibilities that when people are not probably renting apartments in those corridors or houses, renting or rental income will reduce, if not significantly, but it will reduce no matter how small. It will affect rental income. But if the project will take 2 to 3 years before it is fully completed, it will drastically affect the rental income in that houses. But the long-term benefit is when the project is fully executed, it will definitely go up. Hesitation from short-term investors, yes. Like I said, hesitation from short-term investors. The strategic opportunity also leads to ID buy low period. This is also a period for those who are going to selling their property because of the distress sales and all. This is also an opportunity for strategic investors to take advantage of the period. When people were like, okay, I can't wait, let me sell off my property, I want to travel out, I want to venture into this investment, there will be a lot of distress sales at this period or during the period when there is road construction, and strategic investors can key into it, and when the project is is fully executed, the value of the property goes up. And also rising for property on alternative routes. Yes, when there is road rehabilitation in any area or location, there will be a rising in demand for properties in alternative routes. In other words, people will begin to look for a less congested areas to invest in real estate whenever there is a roadblock or traffic challenge in any construction area. People will begin to look for alternative to invest, and that's also a short term challenge, by the way, and then strong long-term return on investment due to infrastructure upgrade. That is the opportunity. When this place is fully executed, of course, there will be a significant increase on return on investment. Investment strategy focus on long-term gains. Yes, when a particular location is undergoing construction, especially road or electricity or any major infrastructural development, this is a period that you can key into, buy property in that axis, and wait until when that project is executed. The thing is, when you are trying to buy, when this place is fully developed, you are buying at a higher price. You are buying at a higher price because development has also eat up to that location. The next one is prioritize assets with multiple access points. This is what many people don't really put into consideration when they are investing in real estate. When you want to invest in real estate, consider multiple access points. It adds values, or these access points add value to your investment in the long run. So when you are trying to invest in any location, try as much as possible to also put into consideration multiple access points. It adds a way of adding value to your investment. So what does this mean to real estate developer? You know, I've mentioned what it means to property owners, what it means to investors, and then now to real estate developers. In case when there is road rehabilitation or construction, it affects the real estate developer, and how people will be discouraged from investing or inspecting the properties around that axis. I could recall when Ekpe Expressway was under construction, people don't really want to go to Ibejuleke for inspection because the traffic is horrible, terrible and crazy traffic along Aja Ekpe corridor. It was a hell on earth when the construction was still going on. People don't really want to go for inspection because of the traffic, and it's also lead to high consumption of fuel. Those who are actually interested or are trying to see where those properties are located, the company has to fuel their cars and then take them for inspection. So what happened is it increased the fuel consumption. So it increased the operational cost. That's what it means. So if, for instance, Lagos State government begins to fix the road in this axis, any property or developers that are having property in these houses, they will have to increase their operational costs, especially fuel consumption. And you also need to find a way to manage your clients too. Construction delays, it can also lead to construction delays because of course you'll be moving materials to your site, and except you do it in the night, even if you carry those um, construction materials at night, because of the galloping and some other heavy objects along the road, you might find it difficult to access your site on time. So it will definitely increase the construction delay, and of course it will increase the cost of materials and labor, because logistics especially, it will definitely affect the logistics, and it will increase the cost of raw materials and labor costs. It will slower sales due to buyers concern. Yes, it is true, some buyers may not want to buy property in that houses due to the fact that they cannot access it, and except you look for alternative by getting to deploy drones or virtual inspection. This other thing that technology has made possible for developers. You know, you can switch to drone and then use technology tools to do your advert, and then you can share those videos to your client. So strategic advantage: renewed buyer confidence post rehabilitation. When the road is fully fixed, accessible, everything is fine, of course it will renew buyers confidence post rehabilitation. But I always advise people, don't wait until these projects are fully executed. Buy into those projects even while or when there is no any form of development yet, because the fact remains that when you buy, you are buying at a lower rate compared to when the project is fully executed. And this is one of the areas where people are missing it when it comes to real estate. They don't want to take advantage of the underdeveloped area, knowing fully well that 5 or 10 years from now, the value of that property will go up due to road infrastructure. So if you have an idea of what future plans look like in any area or location, try to key into it. That is the level I want you to get to, and that is the people that I call intelligent investors. There are different categories of investors. Let me quickly say it. We have ordinary investors, we have emotional investors, we have smart investors, and we have intelligent investors. There are different categories of investors. Time may not permit me to explain in details what these different categories of investors are and why I classify them under these categories. But let me say it again, that we have about 4 different categories of investors. We have ordinary investors, we have emotional investors, we have smart investors, and we have intelligent investors. And that's the level I want you to get to. Get to a level where you will earn that cap, intelligent investors. And that is why this class is meant for you. This is where you need to know whether you are an intelligent investors, ordinary investors, emotional investors, or smart investors. Yes. The next one is resident daily lifetime impact. 1, longer commute times. Probably those usually get to their office or home within 2 or 3 hours. Definitely it will increase to 5 to 6 hours because of the road rehabilitation. Longer commute times. The second one is increased fuel expenses on the residents. This is the impact. Where a fuel of 10,000 is taking you, you probably spend 15 to 20,000 because of the rehabilitation of the road, because of the traffic and some other things that will affect your movement. So road rehabilitation for residents will lead to longer commute times, increased fuel expenses, and higher stress levels. Yes, of course, your body will be weak, you'll be tired, having worked from morning till evening. Going back home will be another stressful journey. So these are the short time challenge or stress that the residents are going to go through. But the positive aspect is also that it improved road infrastructure over time. When the road is fully fixed, you are going to enjoy the benefit. So it will improve road infrastructure, smooth traffic flow, absolutely. Now that the road is bad, potholes everywhere, it also affects the movement. But when this road is fully fixed and people can move either day or night, it will increase or smooth traffic flow, and it will reduce the road congestion. Probably will be we are going to even our names will be taken out of the one of the toughest or most traffic states in the world. Probably when this one is fixed, it will take us from the list. So it will also reduce vehicle wear and tear. Yes, bad roads spoils cars, bad potholes, all those things spoil cars. But when road is fixed and is smooth, it will reduce vehicle wear and tear. You even going to mechanic will be a thing of the past. Of course, you'll still be going there to fix one or two things, but when road is really okay, it will also affect your vehicle positively in terms of usage. So by the resident, you just have to adjust and manage, look for alternative routes in case when this project starts in full, when new date is announced, what I would advise is for the users to look for alternative, even though it won't be as smooth as where they are used to, but we just have to endure the pain for that period. So these are the things that I want to quickly talk about in case you also need to know, in case you are wondering what are the implications of this rehabilitation, who are the beneficiaries, and who are the sort of people that will be impacted. So these are the things you need to know when rehabilitation is taking place in any part of the country or in the world. These are the things you need to look into. If you want to invest wisely. If you want to buy wisely. If you want to probably do anything about real estate, these are the period you also need to put into consideration. Thank you. So let me go back to what I have for us today. I believe you've learned one or two things in respect to road rehabilitation, road construction, road expansion. What does it mean to developers? What does it mean to the residents? What does it mean to investors? And what does it mean to real estate investors? Their implication, the benefit, and everything. So I believe you must have learned one or two things. So let me quickly go back to what I have today, which I'm going to be very fast about it. Remember, this program is designed to educate, to impact, and to empower you to make intelligent decisions when it comes to real estate. So today, our legend, Okocha, who started from nothing, but through commitment, dedication, discipline, determination, he started from nothing to something. And today, we celebrate the legend Okocha, who rose from nothing to something. Let me start by saying that everything or every wealth begins with a decision to rise beyond your current limitations. Every wealth begins with a decision to rise beyond your current situation. I've told you on this platform that nobody is born with special endowment. When we're coming to this world, we only came with our body, but God has orchestrated things around us that will take us from where we are to where we want to be. It's not left for you to key into these provisions that God has made for you to be wealthy. And your mindset is very important. So one of the most inspiring thing about J.J. Okocha was the fact that he started from the streets. I remember those days when I was in primary school with my friends. All of us usually go to football pitch to play. We have different places, or let me say different houses, different community. Yes, we have community team that we usually play together, and then we have our local cup and the winner goes with the trophy. It was an entertaining period and season for us those days too. Just the way Okocha started his own football from the streets. He was a street footballer in Enugu. And from there, because of his skill and of course, he began to attract people who could probably assist him to nurture his skill and then add value to himself. I've always tell you, money is not your problem. Value is the problem. If you can't create value, money will not be attracted to you. Value attracts money. Value attracts money. And if you can't create that value, money will not be attracted to you. So you need to begin to ask yourself, what kind of value can I create that will generate income or money for me? So J.J. Okocha started from the streets, and then from there, he was opportuned to travel abroad, and that was Germany in 90s, And the first team that he worked with, or let me say that signed him off then, was Borussia Neunkirchen. I don't know maybe I pronounced it very well anyway, but the name of the club was or is Borussia Neunkirchen in Germany between 1990 and 1992. And from there, he moved up to other clubs that signed him. He has played with PSG before, one of the first 10, or let me say the first 5 club in the world. PSG, Paris Saint-Germain. He played for this club, and that was the beginning for building his wealth. And then he continued with career growth. He began to work on his skills. He began to develop himself. He began to add value to himself, and then he was able to get higher club or big clubs that could sign him. And from there, he was able to also invest his money. And that was how he started. Let me read what I have here for you. Building wealth through strategic career growth. Building wealth through strategic career growth. Whichever career that you have, you can also build wealth through it. That's what it means. Whichever career of your choice, if you're in any profession or any field, you can also build wealth through it. All you need to do is to discipline yourself and begin to save money. And let me also say something here. How wealthy people spend their money and how poor people spend their money. I'm going to give you another secret now. This is the way poor people spend their money. I call it money usage. Poor people spend, they save, and they invest. That is how poor people use their money. The first thing that comes to poor man when he makes money is the things he is going to buy. The things he or she is going to buy. And that's a poverty mindset. What comes to poor man when money enters his hand is what to spend or what to buy. And when he buys them, you begin to think about what to save. And after saving, you will now be thinking about investment. And I can tell you, when spending becomes your number one priority in wealth building, you can't attain wealth. You can't build wealth when spending is your first priority. Spend, save, and invest. Before you save, the last category, you may not even consider it. That's how poor people think, and that's how they spend their money. But the wealthy people, they have different approach to how they use their money. The wealthy people invest first. Yes. They invest first, they save, and then they spend. Can you see the difference? The wealthy people invest first, they save, and they spend. In other words, they have the list of what they are going to invest their money in even before they earn it. But the poor mindset, they have the list of what they are going to buy even before they get the money. While the wealthy people have what they are going to invest their money in even before they have it, the poor people or poor mindset, they have what they are going to spend their money on even before they earn it. That's the difference between the poor mindset and the wealthy mindset. So I want you to begin to reprogram your mind from today. Before money comes to your hand, think about what you are going to invest that money in. And when you think about your investment, of course, you save. And when you save, you now spend the remaining one. And let me also tell you, Nigeria is an emerging market, growing market. Any money you spend you save in Naira is actually going to be affected by inflation or interest, charges and others, But I will advise you to save in dollars. That is my advice for you today. If you are here watching me live or you are still going to watch this program later, let me advise you to go and open a dollar account. It is very important. You can also save in Naira for your expenses. Yes, that's my plan too. But you save in dollar. No matter what happens, no matter the economic situation, because we are the third world economy. We are not the first three big economy in the world. We are not a developed economy. We are still underdeveloped, or we are developing economy, and we are third category when it comes to economic development. So saving money in Naira is not really advisable, but go and open a dollar account and begin to save in dollar. No matter how terrible dollar is today, it cannot be equivalent to 1 Naira. I'm not saying it is not good for a Naira to be equivalent to dollar, but to take years of investment, years of development, years of hard work or intelligent work before our Naira can actually be equivalent to dollar. But the way it is now, no matter how terrible dollar is, no matter how depreciating the dollar is, it is still good to save in dollar than to save in Naira. So I'm advising you now, this is a free advice from me to you, to start considering opening a dollar account and begin to save in dollars. This is one of the secrets of the wealthy people. I'm just giving you a free secret that you didn't pay for. So have a dollar account for savings, have another account for your expenses, and of course have an investment mindset. Don't spend your money before you have it. spend it before you have it. That is how wealthy people think. They invest, they save, they spend. They can invest in real estate, they save in dollars, and they spend in naira. Yes, that is it. That is how wealthy people operate. It is very important you also cling to it. I won't tell you more than that, except you pay for it. Alright, so let me quickly read this one to you. Okocha's career progress was not by chance. Yes, Okocha's career progress was not by chance, but it was the result of continuous self-development, improvements, discipline, dedication, and smart decision making. You that as you are listening to me, you need to begin to make smart decisions. Don't make decisions based on your emotion. It doesn't make sense. Your decision should be based on facts, data, proven decision, not emotional driven decision. I'll say it again. Your decision should be based on proven and fact-finding decision. It should be based on facts. It should be based on your intentional act or action. It shouldn't be based on your emotional or your emotion. Don't make decision, especially when it comes to investment decision, based on your emotion. Don't allow it to influence you. Let your decision be driven by data, economic indices, or economic drivers which I've mentioned to you, government policies, economic policy indicators, infrastructure development, demographics, and government policies. These are the things that should drive your decision making when it comes to real estate. So the lesson which I'm going to read out, true wealth start with increasing your personal value. True wealth start with increasing your personal value, and of course, it when your value grows, your income will follow. Like I said, money flows through value-oriented person. Money flows through value-oriented person. If you are not value-driven, money will not flow to you. So it is very important that you develop the habit of creating value that people can pay for. That is the foundation for building a lasting wealth. The second one, lesson that I want you to learn under J.J. Okocha approach to wealth creation through football or any other means you are into is financial discipline and early investment mindset. I was very sad reading this story of other footballers who were abandoned after their football career in Nigeria. I heard a story of highest goal scorer in Nigeria, Rashid Yekini. His death was really disheartening. It was really terrible. Nobody came to support him. Nobody came to assist him when he was having health challenge. It was just a sad story. Probably he didn't have that early investment mindset, unlike Okocha. Nobody pray for bad things to happen to any of our national heroes, But it's very sad that at the point of their need, nobody, or let me say, even our government could not even rise up to that occasion to assist them. But this is a wake-up call for our national heroes, either football or any form of sporting activity that you are doing for your country. You need to have your investment plan. as you are making money from your career, also have a second of it that will be set aside for your investment, because your lifespan, your career lifespan is very short compared to other professions that may last for 15 to 20 years or even more than. But as a footballer, you have a short career lifespan in Nigeria. So you need to build wealth. And let me also tell you, people, those that are also watching football or you are into sports, I can tell you for free that these people have other means of income apart from what they are earning from sports. Some of them have bought properties in Lagos, outside Lagos, just for them to have their backbone, or just for them to have that solid foundation for their life after sports. So all these people that you are watching on TV playing football, they have other sources of income. They have investment all around. Osimhen has investment too. He has investment both in Nigeria and outside Nigeria. I won't mention any of their locations, any of the locations of their investment, but the fact remains that these people have investment of their own, because football is not an everlasting career. And also your profession is a platform for you to start building wealth. Just begin to take a cue from how wealthy people use their money. You need to take a cue from there. The next point is from football to property. The shift, having played for different clubs around the world for close to 10 years, when it was time for him to exit the field, he ventured into real estate development and he built his own company from scratch. And now he has different companies that he manages. After retirement, Okocha shifted his focus from football to property. Having tasted the beautiful, having tasted the beauty in real estate, he decided to venture into it in full-fledged, and that was good for him. He set up a real estate company, and from there he built other investment portfolio, and he's laid a solid foundation for himself. He had what we call JJ Okocha Group West Africa, focusing on real estate development, construction, and sports management. It is very good. The man has set out from the beginning at one particular age. I think at the age of 24, he bought his first property in Ogun State or so, and then he also bought one in England when he was under 30. And that is how to build a strong, worthy foundation. So how old are you? If you have not done anything, you can start. It doesn't matter. And that's why this program is meant for you, to guide you on how to build your wealth. The next one is leveraging brand and endorsement. Okay, let me give you the lesson I have on that from football to property, which is the shift. Use your current income to build assets that will pay you when you are active, when your active work ends. Use your current income to build assets that will pay you when your active work ends. It is very important. Don't wait until your active work ends before you start investing in property. Start saving for your property investment while you are still working in that company. While your career is still active, try to begin to save for your future benefits. It is very important. Leveraging brand and endorsement. Yes, one of the things that Okocha also enjoyed while he was still playing his football was the fact that he had different endorsements from Nike, Pepsi, and some other big brands. So from there, he could also invest in real estate, because all these endorsement and not for life. And another thing you also need to have is the next point is mentorship, learning, and legacy. Like I told you, there is no way you will invest in real estate without learning, without having someone that will mentor you, without buying books, without reading, without studying the market. It is very important. If he hasn't done all this, he wouldn't have, built a wealth that will sustain him even after his football career. Success without mentorship is frugal. Learn from others and create opportunity for those who come after you. It is very important. As far as you want to invest or take any venture or any investment, it is very important you look after or look up to some people who are already in that area, who can advise you, guide you, mentor you to build sustainable wealth. And that is why I'm here. This program is open for you to take advantage of every bit of advice and information I'm giving you from this platform. Then, in conclusion, I'll read it out. J.J. Okocha's story teaches that wealth is a journey of purpose and not a chance. Wealth building is a journey of purpose. You need to start building it gradually. Develop yourself, create value, improve on your value creation, and then money will begin to flow to your direction. Don't just pray and believe miracle will come from somewhere and then you will make your money. No. Try to be someone who creates value, solve problems, and people will pay for it. Try to create, try to solve, try to sell, try to provide solutions. These are the value-oriented services or access to wealth. No matter what you are doing now, you can do more. Whatever you can do now, you can increase your capacity. And when you are very good at it, people will pay awesome price for your service. So here is life embodies 5 timeless wealth principles. Its life embodies 5 timeless wealth principles. 1. Increase your value before seeking higher income. This is it. Its life embodies 5 timeless wealth principles. And the first principle is you need to increase your value before seeking higher income. If you can take a course, undergo a training, increase your skill, improve your skill, get certifications, do all those things just to increase your income or increase your value. And when you do that, I can tell you for free that people are ready to pay for your value. Yes, people are ready to pay for your value. Then spend wisely and invest early. Spend wisely and invest early. Build assets that generate income. Build assets that generate income. Protect your name. Your name is very important. Your name is your capital. Protect your name. Don't allow anything to tarnish your image, and seek mentorship and give back to others. That is the essence of life. Whatsoever you are acquiring is not for you alone, but it's for you to also create a platform for other people to benefit from your income. So this is where I'll be drawing up. This is where I'm going to be putting up here to my training today, and I strongly believe that you've learned 1 or 2 things from my program. Remember, your growth, your career is not the end of your life. Your career is a channel, is an access, is a product or a system or something you can use to create more value for yourself. Otherwise, when you don't have career, you will struggle to even start off again. So it is very important to leverage on your current career to build wealth for yourself. And one of the channels through which you can build that wealth is real estate. And if you need my advice, I'll be here to guide you through. Always think wealth and grow rich. When you are rich, I will be rich. When I'm rich, you will be rich. Let all of us build wealthy mindsets and create wealth that will serve our generation. Thank you, and until next week when I'll be coming your way, think wealth and grow rich. Bye bye.